Greetings, everyone. Rajee Narinesingh here, transgender activist, author, mystic, actress, reality TV personality. I know, I'm a lot of things, y'all. So, coming to you from my very humble home here in South Florida, USA. And I guess based on the title of this video, you all want to know my Kelly Ripa from the live show on ABC Connection. I'll get to that in a minute. Recently I've been thinking about my life, the journey of my life, the different things that I've been through. And with this 2020 year, I swear, I don't think any of us will forget this year. Oh, it's been a year. What a year. Well, with COVID-19 slash the coronavirus, and then the racial tension and uprising that's going on here in America. And on top of it, we have a presidential election coming up here in America. A lot of things going on. And I think when I watch the news, sometimes it becomes so heavy. That's why it's important to balance that. Like, yes, of course, we want to watch the news and stay up on what's going on, but at the same time, balance, not too much. But when I do watch it and I hear about the deaths from Corona, it's one thing to hear the numbers. For me, oh God, you hear 1,000 people or 2,000 or however many, you think, God, that's a lot of people. But when it really hits home for me? It hits home when you hear the individual stories. You hear about these people and the lives that they had. You hear from their loved ones, family and friends. That's when it really hits home. And I think with all of that, it's had me thinking about my life and what I've been through and the things that I've done. Also, the themes that my life has had. Those common threads. And one certainly is my humanitarian work. Oh my God. I've done it throughout my whole life and not really thought about it. It's definitely been and is a theme. In high school, I was volunteering for the Red Cross and the United Way, the community hospital. Then, when I moved here to South Florida, I worked for American Red Cross for 10 years in their blood services division, helping a lot of sick people. And then, of course, my over 20 years of LGBTQ activism. So definitely a thread. And I think, too, I'm such a creative person. What I've noticed that I do is I combine my creativity with my activism a lot of the times. It's combined. Not all the time, but a lot. So another theme or thread that I realized that I had or have is my notoriety slash fame, quote unquote. Well, I've had different spurts of that throughout my life. I mean, of course, now I would say it's probably the biggest it's ever been. It's more global now because of me being on reality TV on the show Botched on the E! Network, 3 seasons. So, yeah. But I've had spurts of it throughout my life on different levels. The first time was as a teenager in high school. In Philadelphia, PA, FLC, Franklin Learning Center is where I went to high school at. And at that time, there was a local show called Dancing on Air. And it was kind of like Bandstand for any of you all that may know of that. It's a teen dance show where they'd have singers come on, they'd play music, and the teens would dance. They'd have regular dancers. But Dancing on Air was the 80s version of it. And so we filmed at Channel 17 in Philly. I became one of the regular dancers. I would go like once or twice a week, and each taping, we'd tape about 2 or 3 shows. And it was just a lot of fun. Oh my God, I met so many artists. Oh, God, Bobby Brown, Jody Watley, The Jets, Sylvester, Madonna came through. That day, I didn't go to film. I was so mad. I wanted to meet Madonna, but I didn't go that day. And of course, she wasn't as big as she became, but damn, I could kick myself. But anyway, Madonna came through, the Jets, Loose Ends, Morris Day. Some of these artists aren't as popular as they were back then, but I know you all definitely know Bobby Brown and Madonna. Okay, so yeah, so had the opportunity to meet these great artists, and because of me being a regular dancer on Dancing on Air, I became pretty popular in the city of Philadelphia. I mean, I couldn't go anywhere without someone recognizing me. Now, at the time, don't tell anybody. I kind of favored Prince. I definitely didn't look like this. Long story, long journey. But yeah, so at the time, I was kind of known as the Prince lookalike on the show. And I went by Raj, R-A-J, instead of Rajee, R-A-J-E-E. My full name, by the way, is Rajendra. It's an Indian name because my dad's half Indian. I'm half Indian. My dad is Indian. So I got an all-Indian name. So it's my birth name, Rajendra. And from young people messed it up, so I would abbreviate it. So at that time, I was using R-A-J, Raj. And then, well, after I transitioned, I thought Raj didn't sound as feminine. So I started using Rajee. So anyway, yeah, it just so much fun, and I got a bit of notoriety in the city of Philly, and then the show went national, and it became Dance Party USA, and it was airing, I think, not only nationwide, but I think in some parts of the Caribbean, because we were getting letters, we were getting fan mail from all over. I got from the Dominican Republic, Jamaica. Of course, different states here in the United States. But for the most part, my popularity was in Philly. So then, fast forward, I moved to South Florida, finding my way. I grew up. I left high school. I was no longer a teenager, so I kind of outgrew the show. And I ended up moving to South Florida and, finding my way and working for a Red Cross and then doing my creative stuff on the side. And about the age of 29, 30, another notoriety spout, I guess we could call it. It happened again with me releasing a single called Stumble. Yes, it was about life. In life, you might stumble and fall, but you get right back up and dust yourself off and keep on going. You know me, it's always got to be, motivational and inspirational. But the song got pretty popular here in South Florida. It was on radio rotation, yes. Radio rotation, heavy rotation, which means that every single DJ and the DJs had 4-hour segments, would play my song at least once, if not twice. And this went on for about 8 weeks. So I was featured on a show down here called Deco Drive. There were a couple articles written on me. And even my music ended up playing in other markets a little bit. So that was another time with the whole notoriety thing. But it kind of fizzled out. I was in the middle of about to transition more because I was living androgynously, but I was like heading to the other side, heading to trans womanhood. So still finding my way and just going through a lot. But anyway, then fast forward to 44. I'm not going to tell you how old I am because you never ask a lady how old she is. But at 44 is when the story of my black market injections went viral. I did a local interview because, I was doing my activism, speaking at different venues, sharing my story at universities and that sort of thing. But I did this local interview for CBS 4 down here. They aired it at 11 p.m., the 11 o'clock news, and by 9 a.m. the next morning, my phone was literally blowing up. I mean, CNN, Dr. Phil, Anderson Cooper, Germany TV. It was just, in the movies when like the press shows up at someone's house and you see all the TV vans and stuff. That's how my lawn looked, okay? Oh, it was just so much. And it happened. It was like I was thrusted into the world media. And that then led to like me being featured on about 35 different TV shows around the world. It happened over time. And then that led, of course, to me being on reality TV, on the show Botched on the E! Network. I even did an episode of I Am Jazz on the TLC network. I released my book, my memoir called Beyond Face Value. I've been in a few productions as far as acting, a couple movies, one called Bellamado, where I played the principal role of Aunt Norma. And actually in that movie, oh my God, a few people were a part of that that are pretty well known now. Angelica Ross from Pose was in it, and Isis King was also in it, and then also Jazz was in it. She played my niece. So yeah, some really like phenomenal things have happened from all of that. And it's something how the very thing you think will be your demise can manifest into many wonderful blessings. But that's a whole nother video, right? So, okay, I know Kelly, and I should have said this before. I know Kelly because Kelly Ripa from the show live on ABC used to dance on Dancing on Air / Dance Party USA. She was a regular dancer. And so, we weren't like, I would say friends or anything, but we were friendly with each other. And we'd see each other and speak and smile and that sort of thing. But we had that shared experience. And I think she's probably the most famous person that went on from that show, that was on that show. She's probably, I would think, yeah, not probably, she is. Because then she left and went to New York, and she ended up on the soap opera, I think, All My Children. And then, of course, she got the show live on ABC with Regis Philbin. God bless his soul. He just passed. Oh, man, he was good. He oh my God, on TV that many hours, amazing. And then, now it's, she was with Michael Strahan, and then now it's Ryan. So, Kelly and Ryan. So anyway, yeah, I think probably I might be the second. I don't know, probably the second with someone that was on Dance Party USA / Dancing on Air. And then there's a guy named Rennie Harris. And he danced on the show, but he was also a production assistant on the show. And he went on to have his own dance troupe that got, and still is pretty popular. They travel around the world, mainly here in America. But yeah, Rennie Harris. And I'm sure there's some others. I lost contact with all of them, but it definitely was a fun time for me. And I think it helped. It was one of the things that helped to mold me. Hey, everything we go through, right? Every single experience, good, bad, indifferent, whatever, it makes us who we are in this very moment, So, yeah, so I would say that, for anyone, I think it's good because the thing about life is a lot of us could get caught up in what I call the rat race of life, for lack of a better phrase. And it really is where you're just like, you're working and you're hustling and you're trying to make it and you're focused on, on your family or whatever situations you're dealing with, and you just get so consumed with life. But I think it's really important every now and then to stop, take some deep breaths, and really think about your life. Like, really think about it. Think about what you've been through, the things you've done, the accomplishments that you've made, the mistakes that you've made, and hopefully you've learned from. And, just take that moment because, I think it's an empowering thing to do, because in that moment, you get to what I would, I guess, call assess your journey up until this point, to the point that you are, and decide and create the future that you want. The things that you want to happen for your future. Our minds are so powerful. Our thoughts are powerful, and I do believe that they can create the lives that we want. A lot of things that have happened, especially in recent years, a lot of the good things are because of like my thoughts and like my intentions and the things that I really focused on manifesting, and they happened. They happened. Now the thing about that is they don't always happen the way you think they're going to happen. Yeah, that's the magic of the universe. They have a way of manifesting in ways that you would never imagine. But there's things that I desired and I got and completely forgot about the fact that I wanted it. I desired it. And then after the fact, I thought, oh my God, I wanted that, So, yeah, so take some time out, during this very, very challenging year to look at your life and decide the wonderful things that you want for your future. On that note, I want to wish everyone love, peace, happiness, good health, prosperity, and many wonderful blessings. And that's how I know Kelly Ripa, honey.